What's up, everybody? Just going to do a quick review on my bike. It has 350 miles on it and about 52 hours on it. Like I was saying in my other review video, still no complaints. I've had a couple issues with it, and I got one ongoing issue that I'm trying to figure out, but I just thought I'd go over a couple modifications I've did to the four-wheeler and stuff I've done to it. And one thing not to do with these 19s, everybody knows that they have axle issues. All my axle issues has been in the back. I broke that axle right there on the right side. The funny thing is I didn't have these assassinators on there when I broke it. I just had the stock tires on there, the 30-inch crypted tires. Went to do a wheelie, and then this happened. Yeah. So I had fun changing that out. Let's see what else. Other than that, I've had no issues with it. I mean, the exhaust, the fan on the radiator, it got stopped up one time and I had to clean it out, but I mean, that ain't no big deal. Modifications I've done to it so far, I went straight pipe with it for a little while, cut the stock exhaust off, and just went with it being straight pipe for about, I don't know, maybe 100 miles. And after my ears got done bleeding, I decided, well, I might as well get an exhaust. Go ahead and spend the money. So I went with the dual Empires. You see them in there, the little bracket they come with, just a slip on. And I can't complain about them. These things is nice. If you want an exhaust that will shake the ground, this is the exhaust you want. No complaints with it. And I got the Bomb racing tuner on my four-wheeler too. Another thing I got the RJWC billet airbox lid. I got it on there. No complaints with it. I've had it in pretty deep water, but I ain't had it sunk yet, so I mean, it really ain't I really ain't got a chance to test that airbox lid out, but so far it's been holding up good. No complaints with it. Recently I just got these assassinators. They're 29.5-inch 8 wides, and I honestly think these are the best tires you can buy. I mean, they're a little bit bumpy, but in the mud, sand, anything that you come across that can be a challenge, these tires, I mean, it ain't no competition for these tires. I mean, these tires is just awesome. That's the only thing I know to say about them. Let's see. Belt life. My belt is having issues, especially with these tires. I'll be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I have slipped the belt 2 or 3 times. I know that really ain't no big deal, but it still kind of makes your gut kind of cringe up when you hear that belt slip. But it hasn't slipped under any load in any mud holes or anything like that. The only time I've had it slip is when I got stuck. I had to winch out of the mud hole. And the only time it slipped was when I was winching out of it. I mean, when all that pressure was on the front end of the bike, pushing it down, I guess that's what made it slip. But other than that, still I'm gonna go with STM primary and secondary. That's coming up soon. I'll probably do an install video on that. But other than that, just don't do a wheelie on these 19 models. And that goes for 2020 models too, because I mean they're basically the same bike with that widened stance, and they got the same length axles on them. If I was gonna go with any aftermarket axles, I would go with Demon, definitely. I'll be getting them around tax season. But other than that, the only other thing I did is put synthetic rope on my winch. It's working out pretty good. I still ain't got my plate on there yet, but that's coming up. That winch line is rated for 7,500 pounds. So I went up on that. The old cable snapped actually 2 or 3 times, pulling my buddy out of a hole, which it was really stuck. But regardless, the stock winch cable that comes on these bikes, they ain't worth nothing. I'll be honest with you, they're trash. But yeah, I got synthetic on there. But other than that, the bike has treated me very well. No complaints with it. My only ongoing issue with it is the tuning aspect of it. It's wanting to run kind of funny right now. The RPMs is shooting up to from 1200, which is what it used to idle at, from 1200 all the way up to 1800 when it's just sitting there. It only does it at certain times. And another thing is when I go through a really deep hole pretty quickly, the four-wheeler likes to bog down. That could be the belt slipping. But the thing is, when I'm hitting a mud hole fast, I don't hear the belt slip. The four-wheeler just bogs down. I'm not sure what that is, but we're gonna figure that out. I did discover that one of my spark plug boots wasn't pushed down all the way onto the plug, and that's pretty easy to get to. You just come in here, take this off, and you can see it kind of right up in there. You just go in there and push it down. That's kind of common for these Can-Ams, which I've heard. But other than that, I mean, she runs fine. I can't complain about it. It's a whole lot better than a Honda. But yeah, it's just one heck of a bike. Cannot complain about anything. Well, I can't complain about something. I always got something to complain about. When you take the oil filter out of this thing, even when you do drain the oil, all the oil goes right over the water pump. And it is a pain in the tail just trying to clean that up. That's literally the only real thing I got to complain about. I just think that could be designed better. Why couldn't they put the water pump above the oil filter? I don't know. It's just one of them things. But stuff we got upcoming is clutches. I might go with a RJWC exhaust. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that tuner. I'm going to have to figure that out first. ECU wipe, and I would like to go up to, let's say, 34, 35 inch assassinators, but that's on down the line. I ain't gonna worry about that right now. The biggest thing right now is getting clutches and just throwing a new Maverick belt on her and just taking off. Let's see, the color scheme, this yellow, which I have been riding on some rocks and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it fades away after a while, and I ain't put no cleaner on these bead locks or anything like that. I've just scrubbed it with soap and water. So they do fade. I mean, you can see it really good right here. Like in this scratch, like around the scratch, it's starting to fade. So I might have to change up the color scheme. Heck, I might just take them off and paint them black, who knows. Other than that, it's one heck of a bike. If you're looking to spend money on a four-wheeler, I would save up and I would go this route every single time. It might be a pain in the butt at first, having to fix everything that breaks, but really, to break something on this thing, you got to be stupid. You got to be doing something stupid, and I mean, that's about it. But if you treat it good, it's going to treat you good. But yeah, this is my 350 mile review. Next review, I will have the STM clutches on there. And other than that, I'll keep y'all updated on the tuning issue I got. And with the stupid plug boots on these things, they like to come undone for some reason. I might have to get a new plug boot on that front cylinder. But other than that, it's one heck of a bike. If you're gonna buy a four-wheeler, or even if you're looking at a small side-by-side, like people was buying side-by-sides like crazy now, and I don't understand it. Around here, we can't fit side-by-sides down our trails. I mean, you just can't do it. The trails we got here is just in North Carolina. They're just too small. But if you want to have fun on a four-wheeler and have all the power you can imagine, and just do anything you want to, basically go through any hole, get this four-wheeler. You won't regret it. It's worth the money, and I know that's a uphill climb for a lot of people, but it is for me. But I mean, still, this four-wheeler is worth it. It's worth every penny of it. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. Make sure you subscribe, like my videos. I'm trying to build my YouTube channel right now. It's going pretty good, but just subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. I appreciate it.